Matter of Course, The Unveiled Mind, A History of Psychedelics. The history of psychedelics is not a linear narrative of a single substance, but a global tapestry of sacred rituals, scientific curiosity, cultural upheaval, and medical renaissance. It is a story of compounds that have at various times been revered as portals to the divine, condemned as dangerous corruptors, and investigated as powerful tools for healing the mind. This journey reveals less about the molecules themselves and more about humanity's ever-shifting relationship with consciousness, authority, and the nature of reality. The ancient roots of psychedelic use run deep, intertwined with the spiritual and healing practices of indigenous cultures across the world. For millennia, various societies have utilized plants and fungi to access altered states for divination, healing, and communal bonding. In the Americas, psilocybin mushrooms were sacred to the Aztecs, who called them Teonanacatl, or flesh of the gods. The Native American Church continues to use peyote, a cactus containing mescaline, as a sacrament to this day. In the Amazon, the potent brew ayahuasca, a combination of the Banisteriopsis, not piscis, Banisteriopsis caapi vine, and the Psychotria viridis leaf, has been used by shamans for centuries as a means of physical and spiritual healing, a vine of the soul that provides access to hidden realms of knowledge. These substances were never used recreationally. They were carefully embedded within a cultural and ritualistic framework, guided by elders to ensure a purposeful and integrated experience. The modern Western history of psychedelics begins with laboratory isolation. In 1938, Swiss chemist Albert Hofmann first synthesized lysergic acid diethylamide, or LSD-25, while working for Sandoz Laboratories, though its profound psychoactive effects remained unknown until 1943, when he accidentally ingested a minute amount and experienced the world's first full-blown acid trip. Sandoz initially marketed LSD as a psychiatric drug under the name Dulcet, believing it could induce a temporary model psychosis to help psychiatrists understand schizophrenia. For a time, it became a promising tool within psychotherapy, with researchers conducting thousands of studies on its potential to treat alcoholism, depression, and end-of-life anxiety by breaking down rigid patterns of thought. The 1960s marked a dramatic turning point. Psychedelics escaped the controlled confines of the laboratory and clinic, spilling into the broader culture, propelled by figures like Timothy Leary and his infamous mantra to turn on, tune in, drop out. LSD became a symbol of the counterculture movement. It was embraced as a tool for personal liberation, anti-establishment rebellion, and artistic inspiration. This widespread, unregulated use triggered a powerful moral panic. Alarmed by the rejection of social norms and the association with the anti-Vietnam War movement, political authorities moved to criminalize these substances. President Nixon famously placed LSD and psilocybin in Schedule 1 of the Controlled Substances Act in 1970, declaring they had no accepted medical use and a high potential for abuse. Obviously, couldn't be further from the truth. This war on drugs abruptly halted nearly all scientific research for decades, plunging psychedelics into a cultural and scientific dark age. For over 30 years, these compounds were relegated to the underground, their reputation sullied by stigma and misinformation. However, the dawn of the 21st century witnessed a remarkable revival. A new generation of scientists armed with advanced brain imaging technology and rigorous clinical protocols began to reopen the investigation. Pioneering studies at institutions like Johns Hopkins Universities and Imperial College London have since demonstrated profound results. Psilocybin-assisted therapy has shown significant efficacy in alleviating treatment-resistant depression and anxiety in terminally ill patients. MDMA, often grouped with psychedelics, also known as ecstasy or Molly, is in late-stage clinical trials for severe PTSD with unprecedented success rates. This modern psychedelic renaissance is characterized by a cautious, evidence-based approach that seeks to reconcile the ancient wisdom of ritual use with the precision of modern science. Researchers are not simply rediscovering the drugs of the 1960s, they are rediscovering their potential to catalyze profound psychological healing when used in carefully controlled therapeutic settings. Now there's such a thing as ketamine-assisted therapy, which is, that's 2025. I've actually looked into starting ketamine therapy myself, but I haven't started quite yet. But I actually might by next year. The history of psychedelics is thus a cycle of discovery. suppression, and rediscovery. It reflects a perpetual human yearning to explore the inner frontiers of the mind. From the shaman's sacred brew to the therapist's measured dose, these substances have challenged societal norms, expanded our understanding of consciousness, and now offer a promising new paradigm for treating some of the most debilitating conditions of the human psyche. Their story is a testament to the idea that some of the most powerful tools for understanding and healing the mind have been with us in one form or another all along.